All right, good afternoon is the time I'm assuming you guys are watching this video, Winthrop College Prep Academy. So I'm going to go over, I'm Mr. Combrinck, as you will have already seen in my introduction video or live via Zoom, depending on when we meet first. But I'm going to walk you through the basics of AP Seminar. I'm not sure to what level you all know about the program itself. So I'm just going to walk you through the basics so that you have a nice understanding before we get dive deep into the nitty-gritty content. So give me 1 second. Let me get my PowerPoint all queued up, and we will walk through this. All right, so AP Seminar is the first step in the AP Capstone diploma program. Technically not the first step, it's just one of the 2 requirements in the AP Capstone program. So you'll take AP Seminar this year, and then after you pass, you will take AP Research next year, and then you'll take 4 other AP courses to get that AP diploma. Overall, the goal of the program is to make you better researchers. So to teach you the skills and strategies that you'll need to be a good researcher in the future. So in AP Seminar, we focus very much on not necessarily primary research, but secondary research. So using the research of others to look at different perspectives and come to a better understanding on ideas. And then next year in AP Research, you will learn how to be the primary researcher yourself. You'll identify a gap and you'll dive deeper into the research process. But this year is very much using what others have done before us in order to convey new thoughts or ideas based on that information. So overall, the goal, amongst all the things that we're going to do this year, the goal is that you walk away with the skills and strategies to be a good researcher. And part of being a good researcher is being able to convey your thoughts and ideas to a crowd effectively, and that's via written work, which you'll have plenty of, and your presentations, which we'll dive deeper into in a second. So there are 3 assessments in AP Seminar. This is how you get your overall AP score. The first is your Performance Task 1, which is worth 20% of your overall AP score. Second is Performance Task 2, which is worth 35% of your AP score. And then 3 is the end of course exam, which is the highest weight at 45%. That's the one you'll sit for on May 4th, or if you have AP Statistics, you'll more than likely have to take the makeup exam, which comes later on. So let's break these down even further. So Performance Task 1 is 2 different components. So first, and this one, by the way, is a team project where you will work together with a group of 3 or 4, depending on the number of students that are in the course. It works better with smaller numbers, so we prefer 3, but 4 is definitely fine as well. The first step of that is you writing an individual research report. So you and your team will come together and you will think of a topic. Each person in the team will then break off and research their topic through a lens. Again, we'll get more nitty-gritty on this later as we get into the performance task, but you'll do your own research. You'll come back together as a team. You'll piece together everyone's research, and you'll create a multimedia presentation that has a solution or conclusion of some type. So this will start in November. Towards the end of November, so right around the Thanksgiving break is probably when it'll begin, just after or just before, depending on timing. We'll see how quickly we can get through things. But it is one of your first tasks for the AP Capstone, the AP Seminar score that you'll receive at the end of the year. After that, we dive into Performance Task 2, and they do stack up on one another. I'll talk about that later on in the presentation, just so you can understand a little bit more about why AP Seminar is a bit of a unique course. So the second task is all individual. So each person will come up with their own topic and their own research. It'll be based off of prompts that the College Board will give to us in January, but it is comprised of 2 components again, actually technically 3, and I'll mention that in a second. You have your first individual written argument, which is the written portion of it, the essay, if you will. This one, unlike the first one, which I didn't mention, the first one is about 1,500 words. This one is 2,000 words. It is, I made a mistake. The first one's 1,200 words. This one's 2,000. I'm jumbling things together here. Then after you've written your report, you'll also create an individual multimedia presentation, which you will present live. By the way, every multimedia presentation is graded by myself. I am your grader on those components, and I'll talk about what that does for the course itself. And we'll start that around February. I have to give you at least 30 school days to work on it, but I like to give more just because it is a process to complete both of these tasks. So the more time you have, the better prepared you'll be, and the more likely you will be to score well on them. And then at the end of the year, on May 4th, you'll have your end of course exam, which is essentially all of the things you'll be doing all year rolled into a 2-hour assessment and miniaturized. So once we won't do a ton of exam prep at the beginning of the year, we'll do a quick crash course as we get closer to the end of the year. But you'll notice that the things that we do in your performance task 1 and 2 are very much what you're doing in your end of course exam. So here's the struggle with AP Seminar, and the reason why I find it difficult sometimes to be a teacher of this course is that once testing starts, quote unquote testing, so those performance tasks, myself and any other teacher is not allowed to give you help and assistance individually, that is, at least. We can guide, we can give parameters, we can do group lessons still, and we can teach whole group things, but we can't individually go in and say, oh, fix your title page, it's got a mistake on it, or your presentation runs over by 15 minutes, or those things are not allowed to be verbalized to you from a teacher standpoint. So we have to crunch all of the information that you need individually before we get these performance tasks. So we will do a mock performance task 1. Will run through the full gambit of what performance task 1 entails. And then I will be able to give you critiques and proofread and full-on advice for that one, since it's not your actual tested components. But once we're in the testing mode, I can't do that again. So that's why when we get to that mock, it's very critical and important that you are taking it seriously. But also the reason why it's important to, as we go through lessons and things, to make sure you have good notes for yourself, that you're recording your ideas somewhere so that you can reference them later, since I can't be the one to tell you what to do. I can, again, it's not as though I'm fully releasing and that the teacher in the room is fully releasing and just you go on your own. We can do group lessons and we can help guide, but I don't need to share a screen right now. But it's tricky because as a teacher, we want to give you guys advice and help you, but we cannot, as per the guidelines by College Board. So just know when we get to that component, it's not as though we are trying to not teach you, it's that we are not allowed to. So that's what's unique about the course. Just a couple of other things. So we will, starting now, dive deep into all the skills, the individual skills that you will need for all those components and performance tasks. Make sure, again, that you're taking notes for yourself. I don't require my students to take notes in specific manners and ways. Everyone's an individual and everyone has their own styles, and so make sure you're using your style to the best of your ability so that you have all the tools that you need to be successful in this course. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me, but that's just the overview of AP Seminar. So just a quick recap, because I know that was a lot. 3 components will make up your AP score at the end of the year. That is performance task 1, performance task 2, and your EOC. EOC weighing the most, performance task 2 weighing the next, and then the least weight, but still important, is performance task 1. We will start all of these components in late November. They will run us all the way up until May, and then we will be successful at the end of the year. On Schoology, you will find a breakdown of all the acronyms that we use, because we do use a lot of acronyms like PT1, IWA, IRR, EOC, and things like that. So feel free to reference that at any time if you feel lost from an acronym. But other than that, that is the summation of what AP Seminar entails, and I'll see you in the classroom.